How would you feel if we got another Beast Gohan this year? That would make our 4th Beast Gohan. We have the Blue Beast Gohan, the first ever rendition. We got the second one, the red unit that transforms, and we've got the Ultra Beast Gohan, which we got for the festival last year, 2024. But another one?
Another one.
Not saying it's impossible. Maybe a tag unit with Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, but very unlikely. So what if for the next 2 years, we got a Super Saiyan 4 Goku? And no, I'm not talking about GT. We're talking about Dragon Ball DAIMA. Take a look at this image. I know you Dragon Ball fans don't like to read, so let me just explain what it's showing. Essentially, every single year, we got a different Beast Gohan, and it followed this pattern. So we got a blue one, then we got a transforming one that was red, and then we got the Ultra rendition, which was yellow. And Legends have a good habit of following patterns with certain units that they release. So the idea would be, we just got a Legends Limited Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Next year, we get the mini version where he transforms from Super Saiyan 3 into Super Saiyan 4, and the element should be red. And then the year after that, we get an Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which would be the 9th year for Dragon Ball Legends. Now remember, this is a theory, and I want to credit DB Starhan, who actually added me on Twitter, and I thought it was good enough to make a video, so I wanted to get you guys' thoughts. But let me also just add, it's not just the element and the unit itself, it's also the timing. We've seen consistent patterns with the anniversary and the festival, where typically we've had Vegito in the anniversary and Gogeta in the festival. Not the whole way through, but mostly we see Gogeta in the festival, whereas we see Vegito in the anniversary. In this case, we got Beast Gohan coming out in the festival or prior to the festival, the first rendition being prior to the festival, and in this case, we got Super Saiyan 4 Goku coming out prior to the anniversary, so the next unit of him would release in the anniversary, and the next one after that a bit later, because it'd be the Ultra, meaning the final part of the anniversary. But it goes even a step further. If we start with the first Beast Gohan, he has endurance if he's rushed, but the game progressed, and we see with 4Q, he is indestructible. But just like Beast Gohan has a condition on his endurance, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he has a condition on his indestructible. The conditions are different, the survivability are different, but the consistent factor is the themes are the same. Both have survivability, both have conditions behind it, both have the same element, both are before a celebration. There's a lot more to talk about regarding this topic, but I got some ideas that I want to share regarding this at the current moment, some similarities, and you can be the decider of if this is a reach or it could potentially come true, because it's looking very believable right now. Something I really want to emphasize is the similarities of the metas at the time. So I'm going to talk quickly about the Blue Beast Gohan meta. We saw very evidently Blue Beast Gohan took over the game, quickly dropping as a very powerful blue, hits hard with his blue card, hits hard with his ultimate art, his combos are very devastating, and he just has the extra layer of protection that puts him a step above the rest of the game. All of that on one unit is quite overwhelming. Then on top of that, you give them the most dominant team at the moment. So we've got the free-to-play Pan. Yes, she's free to play. Of course, you could summon for her as well. You can get her up to 14 stars very easily, and then you'd be able to have a super team. Future Gohan, just a nice addition, but he's a Legends Limited as well. But that team was very core, and no other team could pretty much get around them. We know that was coming off of the 4th anniversary, where we had Ultra Super Vegito to then get countered by Final Form Cooler, to then get countered by Beast Gohan, and I kid you not, you could play 100 games in a row, and every single one will be Beast Gohan, Pan, and Future Gohan. That team itself was just too devastating. It was really a harsh time, and that's why a lot of people hail it as one of the worst periods in Dragon Ball Legends history. If you didn't have Beast Gohan, don't bother logging on, just play the story mode. If you're gonna log on, don't even touch PvP, because you're not gonna get anywhere, and that's just what it was at that time. Very unplayable, and even if you had the new unit, it's just a star difference, so it's really just one mistake, you might lose the game because of how oppressive Beast Gohan was, while the team's also somewhat unkillable if you're not using Blue Beast Gohan, Future Gohan, Pan. You've got that endurance survivability layer with Future Gohan. Pan is the combo breaker of death, and Beast Gohan, he's the most oppressive powerhouse we had seen up to that point, debatably at least, but a lot of people would say 100% he was. Now right now we've got the DAIMA team, and the DAIMA team holds everything similar. You've got Blue Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the powerhouse with the layer of survivability, doing combos, insane damage, all that good jazz. On his own, he's not all that great, but you put him on that one core team, he's going to do insane numbers. And then we've got the units around him. So if I was to compare to Pan, we've got Pan being the combo breaker and the support layer. That can be Majin Du or Majin Ku. Both of those fill that same spot of Pan, but it's a choice. With the game being a lot more advanced, you've got a lot more options. But you could also take out both of those guys and compare her to the free-to-play option, which we have free-to-play Goku Mini, the green one that Zenkai, the fastest Zenkai we've ever got for a unit that's released. He's free to play, but he's also summonable, if I'm not mistaken anyways. But let's say he's not free to play, summoning on him is like a guaranteed get. It's so easy to pull him. His banner was cheaper, they changed the format just for him, so the odds of you not having him are just by choice, if anything else. And then you can compare future Gohan, not in terms of the combo breaking, but Majin Dooku and 4Ku can do all of that. But we have Super Saiyan Goku Mini, who really is that endurance layer as well, but on the condition that he gets rushed. But even better, he also has a snipe, which is insane. And then I can't forget Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who can also do good damage offensively. No real survivability, but a very good asset to the team. Now, unlike the other team, I wouldn't say DAIMA synergizes the best by comparison to the times. However, the team itself has insane healing capability, unable to be killed, and combo breaking. The only reason I wouldn't say their team doesn't synergize as well comparatively is because they're simply not the only team running PvP. Beast Gohan, Future Gohan, and Pan, those three were just unmatched. But in this case, even though DAIMA, I would say it's the best team in the game, if not the second best team in the game, that alone shows it's not the only good team in the game. And because of that, by comparison, they don't synergize as well, but they fill the exact same slot with more options, with more advanced mechanics, reaching the peak of the current meta that we have. Now, something that's important to note with the times is that the game is a lot more advanced. Let's talk about Future for a second. We've got Ultra Cell, the recent Ultra that released, and because of how powerful he is, the step up that Ultras are, and nobody countered Ultra Cell similar to how Ultra Super Vegeta was countered before Beast Gohan dropped, so nobody is there to stop him. We do have Beast Gohan, but then it's kind of like a step forward. With Ultra Super Vegeta, Final Form Cooler countered him, and then Beast Gohan countered the Legends Limited. In this case, we have Ultra Cell, then after that, we have 4Ku countering the Ultra. But Ultras are just a step up from the rest of the game, implying that it's harder to counter them unless the devs release something so specific with pretty much bad design, and I would say the way they countered Ultra Super Vegeta was really bad. Unless they do something like that, Ultras are not going down without a fight. But let's say Ultra Cell is on lockdown completely. Because this is a 3v3 game, his team is able to keep him alive. Have you fought Future recently? In my personal opinion, I hate fighting Future more than I hate fighting DAIMA. The reason that's the case for me personally is because Future has the way of breaking combos in the same way DAIMA does, but on top of that, they have more survivability options. I hate fighting that full second life of Trunks and Gohan. I hate fighting Ultra Cell's buff cancellation with endurance. He's like a new gen ultimate Gohan. And then we've also got the red Trunks who can do crazy numbers on you. Then in general, I would say offensively, Future does way more than DAIMA. Goku does his work, Vegeta does his work, free-to-play DAIMA Goku does his work. Not to say Ku and Do can't do damage, but that's not their main selling point, which is very evident. Super Saiyan Goku Mini, yes, he does damage, but on the defensive end, he's a big liability, whereas the others aren't really. So with the DAIMA team, you can see there's very evidently some holes that you can peek through. They have weaknesses, but I feel like Future is just more well-rounded and annoying to fight because of that strong survivability factor, while also being able to do damage on all of their main core units. The healing goes to DAIMA without a doubt, and I guess if you can't kill a team, you won't win, but I guess if you take it to 0 timer counts, you could also win. Arguments could go both ways, but what I'm trying to say is the DAIMA team in 2025 is not to be compared to Beast Gohan, Future Gohan, and Pan. However, they have similar pieces that fill their team the same way, but the meta has just advanced so much that even if you had a team with such synergy as the Beast Gohan team in 2025, other teams also have that high standard, so they can also keep up to a degree, meaning that there's never a point where just one team should really gap the game. Now and then we do have that. For example, pre-festival, we had Ultra Majin Vegeta, Turles, and Triku. They were the Justice League that took down Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but I wouldn't really call them the Justice League. They're more like the villains in my opinion. But you get the point. It's a lot harder to get a dominant team that's going to take over the whole game because the whole game is a lot more advanced, meaning that more units can keep up versus back then when that team spawned, Beast Gohan was able to just take over. In conclusion, there are similarities between that Beast Gohan era and the 4Ku drop that we got this year. Would I say it's a bit of a stretch to go all the way forward to 2027, 2 years in the future, where we'll get a mini transforming Goku and a Ultra version? To be honest, yes. But there's a lot of reasons that you could believe that outside of the fact we simply don't know what's to come. We can just look at Dragon Ball Legends history and we know they work on patterns. So the biggest one I'm going to bring up, but I'm sure you guys will have some of your own if you take a second to actually think about elements and things that have released. Let's talk about the anniversary LFs and Ultras. They've been super consistent with following their releases. So let me explain the Legends Limited and Ultra pattern if you're unaware about it. In the first anniversary, we got Legends Limited Super Vegeta, and then 3 years later, and just like I mentioned in this video, the Beast Gohan pattern is a 3-year thing. 3 years later, we got Ultra Super Vegito in the 4th anniversary. In the 2nd anniversary, we got Legends Limited Vegito Blue. And 3 years later, again, we got the Ultra Variant Ultra Vegito Blue in the 5th anniversary. Now in the 3rd anniversary, we got 2 Legends Limited, but only one of them is important because one of them is the main character, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Corrupted Zamasu. But 3 years later, we got the Ultra Variant of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And right now, we're heading towards the 7th anniversary. So 7 minus 3, and we head towards the 4th anniversary. We got Legends Limited MUI Goku. What do you think we're gonna get this year? The unit that everybody's prophesizing, you guys know. That's all I gotta say. I don't even have to say his name for the 7th anniversary. So if you acknowledge patterns like that, it makes it a lot more feasible that Legends would have a pattern making Super Saiyan 4 Goku in 2025, moving towards 2026, and then finalizing in 2027 the new Beast Gohan, where we got the Blue Beast in 2022, the Red Beast in 2023, and Ultra Beast in 2024. One thing I also want to talk about in this video is the idea of them promoting their series. When Blue Beast dropped, it was after the superheroes release, so naturally they were going to release units relating to that movie. And then for the next 3 years, including that year, they were pushing superhero, only naturally. But we just came out of the release of DAIMA, the whole 20 episode run, and people are wondering, when are they going to drop DAIMA? When are they going to drop DAIMA? Well, now we got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku naturally after their release of the series. It took a bit longer because it's a series versus a movie, which is a one and done, but we still got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But it's not going to be just that, because there's so many other variants from the series that we can get. So it should kind of go without saying that there's a lot of time for them to spread out these releases and continue promoting their movie for the next couple years. This is just more weight to attribute to the theory being true, but I felt like it was a very important factor that I should mention. Again, I want to credit DB Starhand. The image was produced by them, so if you want to follow them on Twitter, go ahead. I just felt it was a really cool theory, and all the pieces were aligning pretty well. We can't see the future, but Dragon Ball Legends are consistent with their patterns. Of course, they could switch it up at any time, but I guess we can only wait and see. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.